All right, how's everybody doing? It's your boy Lewis. We're sitting down here with episode 2 of our adventures in Final Fantasy Online. This is a continuation on the last episode. We sat down and went through, started the little starter quest part that I finished up, knocked out a couple quests. Now we are going to continue on with the MSQ in the game and continue on, get some levels up, hopefully to get to level 5. Once we get to level 5, we continue on our paladin quest so we can unlock the paladin class. We are currently playing as a gladiator. But besides that, how's everybody doing? Thank you for stopping up. Thank you for showing love to the channel. If you guys do, definitely sit down, leave a couple comments, let us know what you guys think. How you guys doing? Do you guys play Final Fantasy Online? Have you guys played it? Have you guys thought about it? In this process, I am going to walk through the stuff that I know. Those of you that have more hours in the game, feel free to drop a comment and let me know. Let us know what you play in the game. All right, let's go to the MSQ. So the next part we have to go, it wants us to go in this direction. So we'll go in this direction, continue with our travels. Alright, so we're making our travel through this little maze of a town. As I mentioned before in the previous video, some of these towns can be kind of confusing to travel through them just because um, the way they're set up. Alright, we're going right over here. Alright, right there. There's the MSQ person. As you see, the servers are pretty populated, more than it was last time when we recorded, which is a big plus. Still shows a lot of interest in the game. It is a very fun game for those of you that like to play MMOs. Alright. Alright, we continue here with going through the process of the story during this time frame as we're going through, as we're reading right here together. Let me know about your experiences in Final Fantasy. Uh, Let me know what class you play and what classes are your favorite and which ones are your least favorite. In these kind of games, I've always been wanting to play a mage. I've never been the best at it just because of everything that goes into being a mage and playing that kind of class. They are pretty nasty based off of what I remember, based off if I compare it to other MMOs that I've played in the past. It's just one of those classes, for some reason, I've never been too much, even in single player games. I've never been a big fan of doing the mage class. Alright, so for the next part, it wants us to report to quicksands. Let's knock this out the way. Alright, we gotta go to the Uda steps. So yeah, always wanted to do it. Those of you that do play the mage or even a healing class, let me know how you guys have your macros set up and everything like that. I am using a controller due to I feel that at early levels of being a pally, it does help you out a lot more, in my opinion, at least. Um, I know mouse and keyboard is usually the route in these kind of games if you can do it to go with it. But later on down the road, different, when you unlock more spells, more and everything else, more abilities, it's definitely going with the keyboard. Sorry for the noise in the background. My wife went and bought him a new bone. Alright, let's continue here. It is a lot of reading at the start of it, not so much deep into action. And the nice part is this best way in this game, in my opinion, to get it. Those of you let me know what you think. The best route to get XP in these kind of games is doing the MSQ, at least in this one. It's not compared to WoW and everything where you can just go grind out the levels and run dungeons and raids and everything like that. You do get an extra buff by helping in raids and dungeons, the lower class. If you take a look, since my character is still relatively low on levels, you do see that little plant to the side of it. That just lets other players know that I'm still new to the game. At least this character wise. He is still new to the game. There we go. We just unlocked our first ability to do a combo, which is nice. Alright, we're going to continue down the path here. I'm not going to go through fighting all these, wasting everybody's time. Now, like I did say before, this playthrough is going to be recorded at all times. I am not going to do no off recording, off streaming of any of the sort. I want you guys to experience the journey with me as we play through this. I do have characters on a different account on console that are up there. My favorite class is the Gunbringer, but I've always liked doing the tank class. Feel it's one of the classes I'm better at. Plus, I have fun. Usually, when I have my one of my closest friends playing with me, then I focus more on backup tanking. Armory chest. Got myself a new piece of gear. Nice part is on the lower levels, you really don't have to spend a lot of money buying gear for your guy. Kind of helps if I sit down and read through it. I did get a new ring. So let's take a look at that. Let's equip it. Right now, that's all the attire I have. The nice part in this game is in the armory chest. It shows all the armories you have. A lot of times when I'm playing this, due to the fact that you can change into different jobs, so you can pretty much play one character and have all these jobs leveled up to max. Luckily, I still enjoy playing the tank class, so that's something I rather stick to, since it is relatively near and dear to me when it comes to playing these kind of games. Back in my ESO days, back in my WoW days, when I first did start playing MMOs was back in Final Fantasy Online, back on the PS2. When you had to have the fat PS2 with the hard drive, and then buy the connection driver to it. I did end up buying a keyboard for it, so just so I can be able to type. Because in these kind of games, it is a lot easier to type versus going like this, pressing down, everything like that. Where you can just press enter and say what you got to say. Let's do a jump over here. Looks like it's another player. So let's see which one makes the most sense. Let's go to this guy since we already started running over there. So you notice there is a couple fates. Looks like there's active at the moment. So I'll participate in a couple of those as my playthrough continues. Something to get you out of the norm of your typical go through, kill 10 of these, deliver 5 of these. That does a lot of folks that do play MMOs feel. But it gets to a point with these kind of games that it does feel repetitious. I've always been a fan in this game that it lets you do the switch over to first person mode. But even though it's not needed, It's definitely something different because you can sit down and take screenshots of your adventures. But like I said, the goal today is to get to level 5 so I can continue on with my class specific quest. If you guys take a look, remember down earlier in the stream in the episodes, episode 1, I was talking about the rested XP. Right there's my rested XP I got for logging off. For logging off outside of inside of town. It's definitely crucial. If you're gonna log off in the game, go to a main town, your closest main town to where you're at questing, so that way you can take the benefit of the rested XP. It does help you with the leveling up and the nice fun grind. Didn't notice my cursor was right there. We're gonna take the bronze sword. It looks like we just unlocked another. Now we have another, just hit level 6. So what I'm going to do after I get done with this one, I'm going to go back to the Gladiators Guild and continue my next step to becoming a pally. Alright, this guy right here. Always in the starters, he cracks me up the look he has going on. Still remember back in the old Final Fantasy Online, the original one. Remember how those guys right there were good at using spells. So anybody that was a healer or whatnot, they would try to play as that character. I usually always did the elf characters for some reason. I don't know. I just always caught my eye. Same thing as back in my WoW days. I used to do Blood Elf. We're gonna continue going, and these are just shorts episodes. These are not. I do load up my streaming episodes as well. With that, I am looking to potentially stream tomorrow, depending on how my day persists. So if you take a look, this quest right here, it is a level 6. My character is only a level 6, but this claims that it's a level.
Hallowed spirit of my life, forgive my weakness. My failings have cost us dear. Show yourself.
As you command, O Lilira. Forgive my selfish desire to assure your welfare.
I don't recall requesting an escort. Simply pretend we never met and continue on your way.
We both know I can do no such thing. It isn't safe for you here alone. It isn't safe for anyone. Not with this etheric disturbance. It's as though the dead are watching us. And I'd prefer not to join them, if it's all the same to you. Ah, you must be the one that Papa Shan mentioned. Congratulations on finding our elusive young charge. You'll have to forgive her impetuousness. What she lacks in discipline, she makes up for in stubbornness. You should return with us. The station master will be eager to thank Lady Lilira's protector in person.
There we go. We get a little baddie.
Alas, the station master will have to wait. Dear Lilira, for my sake, please stay out of harm's way.
And you know for a fact she's not even gonna listen.
As for you, dear friend.
Alright, let's go. So we go through this with the level sync. Let's drop that audio down a little bit more. I want you guys to. Alright. So as you see as a tank in this game, you just keep on spamming your AoEs. Of course he has the aggro on him. Alright. As we continue with the attacks on here. Just got some friends coming to him. We're going to keep on, every time they get close, just hit them with that. Be nice eventually once I unlock all the tanking abilities and get to a point, if I recall correctly, it was level 10. Where I can start running the dungeons. Or expeditions, if I remember correctly what they call it in this game. There we go. Took that guy down. Now we're going to keep on. We defeated him within the time frame, so if you notice, because every single one I killed, I gained one, it gave me 50%, because what it did was it gave a chain. So the more often you kill and you follow a chain and you keep on killing within that time frame, you continue to get more XP in the process. All right, let's see here. He did leave a crystal. Crystal was left. So this is just continue on in the story.
Hear, feel, think.
So awesome. I just love how this game just looks. So now it's running through, doing its course.
Crystal bearer. I am Heidelin, all made one. A light there once was that shone throughout this realm, yet it hath since grown dim. And as it hath faltered, so hath darkness risen up in its stead, presaging an end to life. For the sake of all, I beseech thee, deliver us to banish the darkness dwelleth in the crystals of light. Journey forth and lay claim to them. By thy deeds shall the crystals reveal themselves to thee. Only believe, for the light liveth in thy heart.
As long as this game's been around, it still astonishes me how beautiful it looks.
Go now, my child, and shine thy light on all creation.
That is one thing I will always continue to say about Square Enix. Their cutscenes, I've always loved them throughout the years.
Ah, coming around now.
Would you mind telling me what that was?
If I only knew. A denizen of the void at any rate.
The void sent? Here? But how?
The question isn't how, but who. We're not dealing with bookless bandits. Don't suppose the answer came to you in a dream? No sooner did you fell the beast than you fell asleep. Too much ether, no? Interesting. I hadn't considered the crystal. But of course, this changes everything. Oh, just thinking aloud? At any rate, we haven't a moment to spare. I must return and report this at once. I leave Lady Lilira in your capable hands.
How dare you pass me about like a swaddled babe? I shall return and tell them.
She's a feisty little one.
As you wish, your impetuousness. I suspect we shall meet again before long. Until then, do try and stay awake.
Alright. Work our way back. Once we turn this in, we will go do the next step. If I remember right. There you go. I remember there was a button you can press to do the auto run. Oh, it's been a few years since I played this game. Alright, let's continue on this part. Now, those of you that are watching, that's seen episode 1 and are watching episode 2, would you guys just rather me read through this stuff and or let you guys read it. I know sometimes there's some content creators that will read through that. Sometimes it drives me crazy. Sometimes it doesn't, because depending on who it is. If you guys want me to read it, drop a comment below and let me know. And I would definitely have no problem reading this for you, because I do know that some of you do watch it on your cell phones or tablets and everything else like that. So just let me know. Whole purpose behind us and this channel is to just play games, have a good time, talk to people, get to know people out there in the community, in the gaming community. Um, just have fun, play a couple games. Let's sit down, let's talk, let's chat it up. During live streams, definitely would love to have you guys come over and check out the live streams whenever one's going on. Everybody's going. Have a tendency, I have to keep careful because I want to let you guys, those that want to read it, definitely get a little bit of a read. I don't want to keep on cutting you guys off. Usually when I do this, I read it pretty quick myself. I am very much a fan of games that do have a big content lore. One of the things that always cracked me up about, and I enjoyed about Final Fantasies, no two games continue with the same story or the same um, universe. Besides when they did the offsets like X2, 13. I think, off the top of my head, I think those are the only two that ever did that. Boom. Let's go grab this one real quick, and then we'll go grab the one for the Gladiators Guild. So what we're gonna hold off on this for a second. Yeah, let's hold off on this for a second. Actually, no, it's on our way, so I might as well just take advantage and do it. I know I want to get that Gladiators one continued on, just to make another step closer to becoming a paladin. If I believe correctly, you don't want to unlock the paladin class till you hit level 30, and finish the last part of the quest line. Another thing I definitely want to work on too is knocking out as much as I can, so I can knock out to be able to use the chocobos, have my own mounts, flying mounts, and everything of the sort. Because with the flying mount, it does help out with traveling a lot more through, but you have to do a certain amount of quest lines before you can unlock it and have the money to purchase. If you go through the auction house, I know a lot of folks on the auction house do sell them. Some of them do sell them for ridiculous prices on any given day. You can find some that are pretty decently priced, if I remember correctly. But that's all based on who's selling it at the time. I know in these kind of games, a lot of folks go a little bit crazy with selling the pricing. I usually like to go 3%, 2 to 3% on their market, just so I can sell my stuff. Kind of help the other players that don't want to go too crazy spending all buku's amount of their money, even though at some point in the game it doesn't become an issue. Yep, so if you take a look, see the marker, we just unlocked that quest line. Accept. Alright, routers and quicksand, and this is where you get to learn how to use the emojis in the game. Did I get anything else armor wise? Yep, I got a new sword that I forgot to equip. Let's go ahead and equip that sword. Alright, we're gonna continue to go. And with that, we are going to call this end of a stream for today. So I appreciate all you guys tuning in. Took a little snapshot of that. I appreciate you guys tuning in today, watching as the continued growth. I will be taping some more and loading them up as I go. As I mentioned, we are going to make this journey together. When I mean us make this journey together, we're gonna make it. We're gonna go through. I'm not gonna do anything off recording. You guys won't miss out on anything. So I appreciate you guys stopping up, checking it out. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a couple comments down below. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much. Have a great evening and enjoy.